Ba-ba-ba-ba! It's your boy, DJ Z. And I want you to check out my man Cody over on YouTube at Rasslin Rage. Check his website out, r2youtube.com, and give them a follow, give them a subscribe, give them a like. Ba-ba-ba!
Oh!
This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. Let's go down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
And now it's time for Rasslin Rage with your host, Cody Fleming.
All right, look, sit down, shut up, let's get this train rolling. It's Sunday, it's 8 o'clock, so that means it's got to be Rasslin Rage. Well, I'm one of your hosts. I'm Josh. That right there is Cody.
Hey, what's up?
That's the boss man. That's Danny Beal, the real heel Danny Beals.
Whoa. Last week, it was Danny. This week, it's you in a bad mood. What's up with that?
Yeah, I'm in a bad mood. Stupid thunderstorms postponed the stupid RPW show, so I didn't get to see the stupid match I wanted to see with stupid with the stupid War Boy versus stupid Dread King.
Wait. Let's wait a moment. Let's let this marinate for just a few seconds. Did you just call the War Boy the XICW Extreme Intense Champion, the longest reigning Extreme Intense Champion ever? Stupid?
I mean, yeah, but it's not like he's gonna find out. He's not on the show. He doesn't care about the show anyways.
Actually, Josh, he's in the waiting room right now. Dre Jacobs, along with Billy Ray Daniels, TJ Meyer, and Justin Dream are on the show tonight. War Inc. is in the house.
You forgot.
Oh God. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Happy Harper Ice Cream. Happy Harper Ice Cream, yeah. Don't let the CEO of Happy Harper die.
Listen, I love Happy Harper, but you spoke ill of the War Boy. Thankfully, we have another sponsor, BCWA. BCWA can be found on Facebook at GoBCWA or on their webpage of GoBCWA.com. That's so simple, even a beaten, brutalized, broken Josh will be able to do it. You know, I'm really worried, though. I'm really worried about Josh. I am. Because if something happens to him, who's gonna make the ice cream?
That's a really good question. Guys, if
you have to be safe.
Guys, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, you should. Giving us a thumbs up and subscribing helps us out tremendously. But hitting that bell is the best way to stay up to date with the funeral services for Mr. Harper.
I'm not dead yet. Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
I just read a thing about taps. I posted on Facebook. You may want to watch it. You know, that's true, but listen. We'll get to that and the extremely intelligent members of War Inc. after this.
All right.
Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. Let's go down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
All right, we are back. Look at that. I got some screen adjustments to make, but that's okay. There's so many of these gentlemen tonight. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing okay.
Awesome.
I'm doing
awesome.
pretty good myself.
Dre's mic is muted, but you know.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Cody, when they're in the waiting room, can they hear us?
No.
Oh, thank you, God. Okay.
Hi, Josh.
They are right.
What would they have heard?
Well, yeah, what were
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Talking crap.
No,
I-
I'd never do that.
That guy right there, maybe. It wasn't me, though. Now, we're back. Like I said, War Inc. is here to talk about wrestling and how they started and maybe even where they are going. So we have none other than the longest reigning XICW intense or extreme intense champion, Dre Jacobs.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty positive today.
Good.
And I just like to say, I want to know specifically where you would like to be cremated.
Yes.
Dre, can we
If
give
we
him
could
at
do it
least,
like in a bonfire at a wrestling show, I mean, that'd be kind of cool, like a Viking
The
funeral.
15th. It's perfect.
There we go.
Yeah.
can we at
I
least
like it.
give
There we
him,
go.
can we at least give him time to teach someone else how to make this ice cream though?
Oh no, I'm gonna put all the recipes in my pockets when I burn. Now we also have the other half of who, in my mind, is the winning team of this year's XICW Proving Ground Season 7, the Lost Soul, TJ Meyer.
What's going on, guys?
Next up is the redneck rock star and the only person to have his underpants in Cody's studio, Billy Ray Daniels.
Right.
How's it going?
And last but certainly not least, we have the Black Sheep, Justin Dream, collectively known as War Inc. Thank you for being on the show.
Hold on. I got a surprise for you guys.
Okay.
I had a surprise. So there's one other guy that decided to take the time to be here today. And really without him, there would be no Dre Jacobs, there would be no Sheepy, there would be no War Inc. And we're talking about the father of War Inc., my trainer, my mentor, the mountain killer, John Miller. What's up, fellas?
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Nice.
I
That
know
is
you
a
guys ain't never heard of me, and that's okay, but these guys know who I am.
right.
Oh shit, Shaman!
Yeah, here comes somebody
man.
else.
This is gonna be a great episode. This is gonna be awesome.
it's a full house today.
He's in
Don't
the
drop-
shower. too.
Are you
This is
are you
great.
literally are you naked in the shower, Shaman?
His mic is muted.
His mic is muted.
We can't hear you, Shaman.
He's thinking about dropping the soap and the joy of it.
You can't hear you. Your mute. Your mic is muted. Oh no.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
I needed to take a break from my honeymoon to let all my warring brothers know how much I love them. And to let some
Yeah.
bushy ass has a fight coming. Now I won't interrupt y'all's podcast anymore. I just have to stop and say, I love all my warring boys.
We love you too, man.
Love you too, man.
No, nothing but
Congratulations.
love. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
You got your shirt on too, bro.
Go consummate that marriage.
Yeah,
There we
dude.
go. Get that done.
Make some babies. I think he's left now, but
Oh yeah.
awesome. Good stuff. Oh, there he is. He's back. So here we go, you guys. First question we have to ask, although it has been talked about in the past interviews on Rasslin Rage, and since we have most of you here, because there are a few of you that aren't able to be here tonight, how exactly did, and I didn't know that this was happening. I knew the other part, but I didn't know that Dre Jacobs was going to have a special guest here tonight. So that's awesome. So tell us a little bit how War Inc. got started.
That's those two right there.
You want to start? I mean,
well, we started back in 2008. Dre came to me to get trained. We developed a bond, and then we just started smashing faces. Hey, that's how it starts, man.
That's awesome.
So really, like, we didn't start rolling as a team until like 2012. But like he said, that bond was created in 08. You know, that teacher-student bond was created in 08. And it developed into something much more than just your normal teacher-student, you know, kind of thing, master-apprentice kind of thing.
Oh, boy.
And really, it's just been going ever since. And with a lot of the newer guys and even JD, a lot of us have we've been trying to open up our arms and everything like that, those War Inc. arms to those guys as well, who weren't seen as guys who were getting the proper opportunities that they should have been getting, you know?
Yeah.
Originally, it wasn't supposed to be a gigantic faction or an army. It was really just the two of us for the longest time.
How long did you guys roll together?
We're still rolling together.
Still going.
Oh, well, there we go.
So from 08 until today, you know what I mean?
Right. That's awesome.
All right. How many members of War Inc. have there been, and how many are there active today?
Active today, there are at least 10.
Yes.
Wow. Who are all 10?
As far as all time, I believe all time members we've had that have come and gone have 15, I want to say.
Who are all 10 members besides the 5 that we have sitting here right now?
All right. So there's us.
Uh-oh, we're getting a visual. We're getting a visual.
Trying to think.
There we go.
That's pretty much your answer.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
That's your answer.
Well, I know we're missing El Ridiculoso. We're missing. Well, we had modern day shamans here. What was it?
Matt Hagen,
Matt Hagen,
Megan DeFrancisco, and Ryan Freeman.
There we go.
Oh,
yep.
Also MM3.
All right, there we go.
And MM3, yeah.
Can't forget about that guy. You can't leave him out. He's no slouch.
No, absolutely not.
These guys don't trust the process, but I do. They're jabrones. They don't know.
Yeah. If I'm going out, I'm going out in flames. But now, Warboy, you said in your promo for RPW that you don't want to be the example that other guys are using. But you guys kind of are the example for every organization that you're in. Because in every organization, you guys are kicking ass and taking names. You're the ones that are destroying people. You're the bar that everyone else has to try to measure up to, and they're normally found to be lacking. So I know Dre doesn't like it, but for the rest of you, do you like being the bar that everyone kind of has to set themselves to? Do you find that as flattering? Do you find that as an insult?
You see, whenever I go to new companies, I actually love working with people that I never have worked with before. And whenever I go to a company where people somewhat know me as, like, I've somewhat established my name in that area and whatnot, I love being able to perform with them and just being able to see what the best there is out there that I haven't already gotten to work with.
Okay.
Why do we wrestle? To be the best.
Correct.
So if you ain't the best, then why show up?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's exactly why. I don't mind it. I want them guys to come after us. You know why? Because that makes our bar twice as high. So now we got to set another bar for ourselves.
Yeah.
And if we can't do that, then we might as well get the hell out of the way. And I don't see that happening. Now, me, I took a back seat to some of these guys. I've had my time to shine. But you know what? If I can keep these guys going by being in the shadow, I will. I don't care. But my boys, not anybody else, War Inc.'s where it's at. So when we set a bar, you should be happy about that. Now, if this guy can't get there and he's pissed off about it,
That's his
tough.
That's
Go
his
back
fault.
home.
Yep.
I like it. I like it.
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's been many factions throughout the history of professional wrestling, independent and all the way up into the big leagues, right? Some have influenced the landscape of pro wrestling. Some may not have. But how important do you guys, all of you, believe it is for factions and tag teams in pro wrestling?
Oh, incredibly important. Everybody's gunning for each other. It's simple as that. And it's always great to have somebody there kind of watching your back as well. But at the same time, if one of us has that top spot, we're still going to go for that top spot regardless.
So, TJ Meyer, what do you think, buddy?
I gotta agree with what Sheepy said. It's always good to have people in my corner that I know I can trust, when something goes down. So why not?
Yeah, absolutely. What about
and
you?
while I know I can
Oops,
fend for myself in most situations,
right?
It's always good to have that the eyes in the back of my head.
Absolutely. BRD, what about you, sir?
Honestly, I just like having my brothers around me that push me to be better.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
surround yourself with like-minded people, right?
That's right.
Here's my take on tag team wrestling, and I feel like a lot of it's kind of underappreciated. Tag team wrestling is very underappreciated in pro wrestling, especially in the bigger leagues.
Amen.
Tag team wrestling is an art form because not only do you have to be on par with yourself, but you have to be on par with the guy that's teaming with you.
Right.
So, everything's on the same wavelength. And not everybody can do that. Some people can barely do that in singles matches, let alone tag team matches. So coming from, for the longest period of time in my career, I've been a tag team wrestler. I've had my breakout moments as a single wrestler, but the majority of my career has been tag team wrestling. And I think that coming from that standpoint, it takes a true artist in pro wrestling to have the tag team formula mastered, and I feel like more companies should really reach out and do that, with tag teams and in factions, because the more people you have in that, the more the more brain power it takes, the more capacity you need to have in your mind for that.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it helps people that run the company be a little bit more open-minded as to the options of what they have as well.
Right. Yeah, and I definitely feel personally that the independence is where tag team is flourishing the most. And I do believe that that's where they have the most, obviously, independence to do what they want to do or to do what they need to do to become a great tag team. Good stuff.
And with me being the old guy of the group,
You're not old.
When I first started watching wrestling, that's when tag teams were the big thing. The late 70s, early 80s tag teams were starting to just blow up.
Okay, well, maybe you are old.
And I remember watching 3 and 4 with my dad and my grandpa. But watching the tag teams and the guys know I love tag team wrestling. It's I love to watch it. I love to talk about it, the science behind it, and I think the only thing to me better than tag team, the 2-man tag is. I remember the NWA 6-man tag titles. And when I understood what it took to do, how much more it was go from 2 men to add 1 more on each team was, hats off to those guys, like the Road Warriors and Dusty Rhodes and the Kolofs, that would pull that together in factions. And I absolutely loved it. Now, one of the questions I have is, when it's all said and done, and I'm glad to have 2 of the original members of Warring for this question. When it's all said and done, what does War Inc. want to be remembered for in professional wrestling?
Really, well, first of all, to understand that, you have to understand what War Inc. stands for. War Inc. is an acronym for We Are Real. You know, in a world where people kind of, pussyfoot around about professional wrestling nowadays, some guys are just looking for their 15 minutes. Some guys are looking for an easy way in or an easy way out. There's not as much drive to be a professional wrestler today for some guys as there is back then in the 70s and 80s and things like that. And I know a lot of us are kind of gimmicky and our personas change, but at the end of the day, wrestling is what we really are about. I can't say the same for Sheepy or Billy Ray Daniels or TJ, but I know Mountain and I, there was a point where wrestling was our only job. That's how we made money, period, was just wrestling. And it's just, we were real professional wrestlers. We wanted to really get in there and do these things. And coming up in an area where not a lot of people wanted to do that. And I feel like what we should be remembered for, I hate comparisons personally. Like me personally, I don't like being compared to the Samoa Joes or the Bam Bam Bigelows or the Kevin Owens, because those guys already exist. I don't want to remind you of somebody else. I want to remind you of me. So I feel like War Inc. has the same collective goal. We want to be in the same discussion as those NWA teams and those Attitude Era stables and maybe even some like New Japan stables. I feel like that's the goal. And we're going to do whatever we can to do that and be remembered in that aspect. We want to either change the game or reevaluate and put our names in the conversation,
That's a good one. I like that. What do you got to say there, Sheepy?
Well, I broke into this business my last year of middle school. You can ask those two right there. He was the one who trained me as well. And Willie, this is the only thing I feel like I know how to do, because this has dictated my entire life. I'm not even 25 yet, and I've been doing this for over 11 years.
Oh, wow.
The biggest thing that I feel like I personally want to be remembered for is the way I am with everybody. I always try to be humble, like no matter what the situation is. And I only got into War Inc. back in 2018, I believe. That was when you guys let me join. And I've been very thankful for all the opportunities you guys have helped me open up with. And that goes for especially Dre and Mountain, both for my entire career, honestly.
Right.
The biggest thing I feel like War Inc. will be remembered for is our bond and how we present ourselves and how we're always determined to be the very best on no matter what card we're on at any show.
Yeah. Billy Ray, something to add in there?
So for me, like for the longest time, the only time I was ever really happy is when I was in the ring. And when Drake came to me and asked me if I would be interested in joining, we're already good friends and whatnot. I went through some stuff with him, and like the answer was obvious, because then I get to be surrounded by people that I love and that love the same thing I do, and just I can be a happier person all around, whether I'm in the ring or not.
Nothing wrong with that, buddy. TJ.
The biggest thing for me, and this is part of the reason I got into wrestling, is I just want to be remembered. I've never really liked being the guy who just like kind of blends in with the crowd,
Right.
So I was just like, when I got into wrestling, the big thing for me was I just wanted to be remembered as something, like doing something positive in my life.
Right.
And War Inc. has like really made me step up my game, because now I'm surrounded with so many people who are really, really good at this. And now it's basically I started at the bottom of the totem pole and I'm trying to work my way up again.
To add to what TJ said too, I feel like everybody in War Inc. is unique. He mentioned about like not being, the same guy. He doesn't want to be in the faces with all the everybody else in the crowd. And I feel like there's enough difference with each person in War Inc. that everybody can stand out on their own but still come together collectively as a unit. And I think that's really important as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's really true. When you look at other factions that are around, they're all kind of not carbon copies of each other, but pretty close to it. Whereas you guys are very distinct individuals.
Yeah.
And that's always kind of cool about you guys.
That's what makes you guys more dangerous. You guys are, you don't have to have each other. You choose to have each other.
Well, and then there's the fact that Dre Jacobs eats, barbed wire.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
who
that
made you
too.
do that?
Yeah.
Who made him do that?
Yeah. I didn't make him do it. He just likes to do it. It's like a thing. I don't know. I've seen him do it several times now.
I have low iron, so however I can get my iron in.
Right. My next question is for TJ Meyer and Dre. I know you guys don't like the easy victory. You guys like getting in there and you like hurting people, but rules are rules for XICW Proving Ground. And technically, in my mind, you two should be the champions for season 7. If you're not made the champions, would you be happy because you get to continue that competition, or would you kind of be insulted that the rules are getting bent to continue the competition?
Honestly, I would be happy, because if you can't prove you're the best against somebody who's not there. You know what I mean? Like, if you're there, cool, you win by forfeit, whatever. But who did you beat? Who did you overcome? Who did you stop? Who did you knock off the totem pole? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like with it being postponed the way that it was, and obviously there's a difference between an entire pandemic happening and, somebody having a flat tire or bad weather or is sick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like, I mean, personally, I don't want to win that way. I would rather smash some heads, you know what I mean? Like I would rather like showcase in the ring why we are the champions of Proving Ground. You know what I mean?
Right.
To me, it's just it's not really winning. It's like it's basically being handed the trophy and just going, here you go. You participated. It's basically a participation trophy at that point.
Right. Now to piggyback off of that for a second, we have a winner of Proving Ground here. And what would it have been the same to you, Billy Ray? Let's say you were in their situation. Do you feel the same way they do?
Okay, so I was in that situation.
Really?
The only reason that Dre Jacobs was only in there for a minute was because his rookie couldn't change tire. Yep. Like there was a couple of teams that dropped out. There was a couple of teams that dropped out, and like I'm really proud that I did it and I won it and everything like that. But then the other part of me is, but all these other guys just didn't show up. There was 2 or 3 teams that were eliminated just because they didn't show up, and like it makes me feel like I didn't really win it.
I don't know, man. I see your point there, but at the same time, you went out there, you were in the finals match. The match was lost by pin, and still won Proving Ground by the fan reaction. So I mean, in that, the fans won that for you, in my opinion.
I agree with that, but it should have been me and Levi against Dre and his rookie.
Well, I mean, that'd be cool too, but
Well, back to this season, you know what I mean? Look, let's be honest. Let's be honest who the final 3 should be, okay? It should be me and TJ, Alex Weir and Adam Wick, and MM3 and Matt Hagen. Because let's be honest, Kira Clan has been dominating not only Proving Ground, but XICW in general for the last year and a half. And everybody wanted to see the triple threat tag between Kira Clan.
Mm-hmm. That's a true story.
And I understand things happen with 3, but believe me, when he got eliminated, when him and Hagen got eliminated, dude, I was bummed.
Right. I can only imagine. I mean, I have never been in a situation like that, where, you're in a competition and it's a competition with friends too. You know what I'm saying? And then it just doesn't work out the way you wanted it to. But, so speaking of so TJ Meyer is your rookie and you're his veteran in this season of Proving Ground, season 7, which we have not finalized yet being the operative word. But when you're scouting, if you're scouting, because we don't know if you're currently out there looking for new members, but if you were to be scouting, say, we'll leave that plausible deniability in there. If you were to be scouting new blood for the group, what are the qualifications you guys would be looking for someone in your group?
First of all, they got to be tough. They can't be willing to waste anybody's time. We want guys that are willing to learn, guys that are willing to grow, guys that are willing to step out of their comfort zone. Second, they have to show us something to a point where that makes us go, wow, why isn't that person getting the opportunity that they should be getting? You know, because that's what a lot of this is a lot of these guys in this chat, especially Mountain from back in the day, they were all looked down on. We were all looked down on as guys that couldn't hang because of our look or our stature or the way we wrestled or the way we talked or anything like that. No matter how professional we would be, we were always at the bottom of the totem pole. So we look for guys that want that. They're here and they want to be up here, and they will do the work, the grunt work, and all the other stuff, all the dues that they need paid, all the bags that need picked up, everything like that, driving the vets around, whatever it needs to be done to get where they are, like to get here. And really, those are the two biggest things. You just got to be willing to learn. You got to be willing to put in the grunt work, and you gotta want something. You gotta want something in this business anyway. If you're getting in this business, you have to want to be a part of it regardless. But if you're wanting it and you're showing that you want it and you're not getting those opportunities that you feel like you deserve, or even other people feel like you deserve, and they want to push you, we're the guys that want to push you. We're the guys that want to help you gain those opportunities. You know, everybody in this chat has rode with somebody else in this chat together. And that's what we're all here for, is to push guys. Like Mountain said, he's had his time in the sun. He wants to help guys like me, guys like TJ, guys like Billy Ray, guys like Sheepy, all go forward in their careers. You know, he's got 20 plus years. I've got 10 plus. You know, I know my time is pretty much like it's limited now too. So if I can help the next generation get as far as they can go under my banner, under our banner, then that's just points to me, man. You know, that's points to all of us. That makes all of us look good.
We want to keep wrestling real.
Yes.
And if you don't get that, then you don't belong once again, because everybody's out there wants wrestling to die or don't care about wrestling. That's the guys that come in for 5 minutes and think that they can score just like that and go. It don't take 5 minutes. It takes 5 years to establish anything in this business. Mm-hmm. I've been busting my balls for 20 plus years to get these guys where they need to be. And, you know, I don't care what they say about me. I could care less. But you talk about my boys and you don't know me, and you'll see the real me. Mm-hmm. That's the problem, is you got a lot of people looking at other people and not giving them that chance. I want to give them that chance. So if I can push this guy and give him some words of encouragement to go on and do something that he didn't think he could do, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely. That's
awesome.
Yeah. And that's what we look for.
Right.
And them guys that look like they're hungry, they want it. Because I can get it. I've been there. I've done it. I know you guys ain't heard of it. I mean, that's cool. That's all good. But I know how to get it. They don't.
Right.
That's where the real comes in.
Yep.
You got to step up and be yourself. If you can't be yourself, then you're going to stay at that level where you're at. So we look for guys that want that can get to that next level, but they need that push. Yep. That's what we look for.
Can I add something about it?
I love it.
Go ahead, buddy. Hit it.
Yeah.
I just want to say how I got to work with TJ and Billy Ray both in some of their very first matches, and the evolution that they've gone through since then to where we are now is literally just night and day. Billy Ray, I don't know, how long were you out of the school whenever you got to work? Do you remember?
Not very long. Maybe a
So I'll say it
year.
was 2016. TJ, how about you?
Like about 4 months.
And to see what they went through from there to where we are now, Billy Ray getting his personality together, winning Proving Ground, TJ just completely making an entire evolution from generic tights wrestler number 47 to what you're doing now. It is just amazing, and I'm so happy for both of you, honestly, for
Proud
what
of
you've
both
done.
of you.
That's awesome.
Proud.
That's really awesome because, I've known Billy Ray since he started his career. That's
Yeah.
why his underpants hang up in my room here. But, and I sat with Billy Ray while he was training and sat with him and watched matches. And I've watched him from then till now. So I'm just kind of like a little kid in a candy store watching along. And, it's amazing to me to watch you guys all over and to watch the leaps and bounds. And when that video came out the other day of some of the work you were doing at Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling, TJ, and I knew right then and there, I went, man, what has he been doing? Because something is clicking. Something's clicking there, dude. I don't know, man, but hats off to you guys for real. Absolutely.
Well, that's it. We got to watch TJ, when he was just starting out. And to see from there to now, amazing,
Right.
Absolutely amazing. And me myself, he found his killer instinct. And when you can watch him, we were talking the last time we talked about Dre, how he could just turn it on. But you watch TJ's eyes, and he does the same when he's heading to the ring. You just see that click. And he's not who he was on the other side of that curtain. And with Billy Ray, what can I say, man? Me and Billy Ray have busted it down and put up a lot of rings together. And to see him now is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That leads to kind of my next question. Billy, you were kind of the first faction was the Nomads. And you move from now we see you go into War Inc. And what are you with the new faction, what do you want to be different this time, brother?
It already is different. Because, like Dre was saying earlier, the Nomads are down here, War Inc. was up here. It was an obvious choice. I want to be up here. I don't want to be down.
You know what? And I can't wait for that killer instinct because I want to see that time when Billy Ray walks out and I'm like, oh shit, somebody's getting jacked up tonight.
Somebody gets beat with a Jack Daniels bottle, like old school style.
Oh,
Bam!
please,
Busted over the ring.
please,
Start
yes.
stabbing somebody.
We're just gonna start coming out there and bottling everybody.
I love it.
Yes.
I love everything about it.
I love it.
My mic's not even plugged in, but I'm still talking into it.
We can hear you.
So, my question is a little bit, it's a little off topic, but so is there any chance that I could join War Inc. under the name The Notorious P.I.G.? I could come out to War Pigs by Black Sabbath. I could tag team with Justin Dream. We could call it The Whole Farm. And then we could do a power bomb for a finisher that goes into a Boston Crab. We call that You Bought the Farm.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm listening.
I love that Sheepy's intrigued, but did you call me stupid before we came on here?
Oh!
That's a fair point.
Oh,
I mean,
there you go. Mountain said it himself. If you can survive me, Josh, you're in.
I want to see it. I want to see him try. Can we make that happen?
Oh,
We can make him right.
We can make that happen. I mean,
We make guys cry.
Oh,
I've
Lord.
heard story. There's guys cried it.
I've made Sam Beal cry.
Well, I think we kind of got the answer to this question already that I was going to ask, but I wanted to say we were talking a little bit earlier about being involved in factions and, you know, Billy Ray, and then we were talking about scouting guys and things like that. And I see a lot of the factions in this state, or just that I know of, because I don't really know other factions out, because I don't talk to guys outside of the state working other than, you know, the guys that work here. But it seems like a lot of the factions, that's what they are. They're these places to where some of the younger guys come on in, and they're I wouldn't say groomed, but they're mentored, right? They're mentored to make better decisions, to do things like that. And that's kind of what Proving Ground is too, for the veterans to the rookies and so on. Like in your case with, you know, TJ Meyer and Dre Jacobs here, how important is the veterans giving back to the younger guys?
It's extremely important. It's listen, like, and this is my personal take on being a veteran. And I think I posted something like this last night actually on Facebook. If you are willing to learn, as a veteran, I am willing to teach.
Right.
And that goes for anybody, War Inc. or inside War Inc. or outside of War Inc. If you are an upstarting professional wrestler and you are willing to learn and not waste anyone's time and not take away any, you know, money out of their pockets or anything like that, you just want to learn and get better so that you can get there, then I am willing to teach. And I think all veterans should take that approach. Now, if they're wasting your time, yeah, screw them. Right. But again, if you're willing to learn, then the veteran should be willing to teach. So I think that's very much important. And I do think that Proving Ground gives a platform to not only the rookies, but to also the veterans to show these rookies, like, hey, this is what I learned. This is what could help you in the future. You know, pick the brains. I know in season 1, I didn't just pick Mabato's brain. You know, I was picking other guys. I was picking other veterans' brains too, guys that I had gone up against. Like, hey, what could I do to make this better? And what could I do to make that better? And it's all about, you know, just being willing to teach the next generation so that they're not coming up like a bunch of assholes in the shindies with the blind leading the blind, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and like Dre said, it's very important for the younger guys to not just listen to this one person and take everything they say as gospel. You gotta be willing to learn from everybody.
Absolutely.
I think it's like,
keep an open mind.
It's kind of interesting because I see Proving Ground, like I saw Proving Ground at XI as my literal proving ground, because like we kind of touched on it in me and Dre's interview. When I first came in, not a lot of people really liked me, and that was just because I was a guarded 18-year-old who didn't really know what he was doing yet, and people kind of took that whatever way they wanted to take it. So I knew going in I had to try and learn as much as I could, and you know, take the lumps, do the grunt work, and literally prove myself to the locker room. And then when I picked Dre, I knew I was gonna have to prove myself to Dre. And
what a smart choice that was.
Yeah.
Right. And to add, like, TJ is a prime example of what Sheepy was saying. You know, he comes from the House of Truth. That's one of the most knowledgeable wrestling schools, one of the best wrestling schools you could probably come out of in the Midwest, if not the United States. And yet he's still going to other guys to learn, because everything in this business is different. Everything's done different. You can be taught different. And, you know, that's what it goes back to, like, being open-minded. Is a lot of these guys, these younger guys, come in and they think that, you know, the training that they have, once they're done and they've graduated and they're pushed out into the world, they don't need to listen to anyone. Right. And it's like, you have to do so much more work than just learning the ropes and the basics and whatever it is that your first trainer taught you. You have to go out and seek other knowledge, because odds are that person hasn't done everything that you want to do, that somebody else probably has.
Right.
You know, and the only way you can get there is by asking, you know? So.
For sure. That was a great answer. I love those answers. Thank you so much.
Well, with the known members currently associated with War Inc. There's a ton of combinations for tag team wrestling.
Tons.
Will we be seeing several combos, or are you guys kind of these are who we tag with?
It's very much who is available. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us are getting work outside of other places. I know that TJ could be at one show, Sheepy's down at another show. Me and Billy Ray Daniels could be at the same show. You know, Billy Ray and I tagged up for the first time as War Inc. What was it, like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, something like that.
So I mean, and then Billy Ray and Sheepy went out there together in the same company like last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that. And it's just we don't like to be a closed set of this is who we're teaming with. Otherwise, I wouldn't be teaming with TJ. It would still be me and Mountain all the way through.
Right.
You know, it wouldn't be me and Sheepy in Indiana. It would still be me and Mountain all the way through. It's all about, you know, broadening your horizons. You know, so I believe you could see several combinations. One of the ones I can't wait to see, honestly, is Sheepy and El Ridiculoso. I think that would be an awesome, you know, combination.
Hashtag war party.
I also got a glimpse of it via Facebook posts and photos of how good Sheepy and Billy Ray Daniels look together as a tag team, just chugging away. You know, so the combinations are endless. You know, there's 10 of us. You might as well just, you know, fantasy book some things. Let's see what happens.
Pick your poison.
Pick your poison.
There you go.
I like it. I like it.
You might find the next great tag team.
That's
Yeah.
true story.
That's actually how me and Dre ended up debuting in Illinois. It was supposed to be me and Ryan Freeman, but when he got put on the shelf, I hit Dre up.
Yep.
There you go.
The first time we teamed since wearing masks.
Now, this next question might sound bad, but it's not. Collectively, you guys destroy people everywhere you go. I mean, like you said, you guys some are going to promotions in the South, some are going a little bit higher up. You guys are just destroying people everywhere you go, though. And I mean, you guys are freakishly good, and you're not set in the different ways that you're supposed to be in. Like Dre and Justin Dream are way faster than what you think you are when you're first looking at you. You've got Billy Ray Daniels spearing people like he's my weight. You got TJ picking up ring awareness like he's been in the ring for decades. You guys just destroy and you dominate every match that you're in, but collectively you don't have that much gold. So, I mean, you're beating everyone up in all these different promotions. Why do you guys think that you guys aren't getting that many titles, and do you even care about it?
Uh-oh.
I feel like
it's all
about opportunity. He grabbed his belt. That's awesome. Let me go get mine.
Taking it home.
That's a strong ass flex, brother.
What are you talking about? We ain't got no belts. Josh, you're gonna die.
The companies don't want to see us get belts because then they'll never come back.
True.
2 years, man. I'm going on 2 years. Extreme Intense Championship.
Do you know the
2
exact
years.
date? Do you know the exact date?
Oh, geez. October. When was Kobo 2?
The 12th or 13th, I want to say.
Of October.
Yes, it was one.
Yep.
It was the second Saturday of October.
2017. Because I beat Simon Gotch for it.
18.
Yep. Wow.
2017 was the Jim Cornette Santino situation.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
2018. You're right. My bad.
That's awesome. So, wrestling.
So hold on, Cody.
Okay,
about
I'm
that.
holding.
No, I just want to say something real quick because you said something about the Pirates, man. And you got somebody in here running their mouth about DTA. Alex Weir's the XICW heavyweight champion. When was the last time he defended that belt? Let alone even stepped in the ring.
Oh yeah.
I pinned him for that belt. What?
Oh, we were there for that one.
TJ's got a win over him. TJ's got a win over
We
Alex.
were there for
I
that
don't think
one.
Alex Spear has a win over TJ. I'm just saying.
Isn't there an open challenge or something at that?
There is an open
on
challenge.
House
There
Party
is an
3?
open challenge.
So
And I'm hitting the treadmill to try and answer.
I'm gonna be walking out the curtain. You're just gonna see Sheepy just barrel through me.
Oh, that's great.
I'll have my own like my own scale.
Probably more than anybody else.
Oh Lord.
I'll yell.
So speaking of all of that shenanigans, right? We're starting to get pro wrestling back here in Michigan. Indiana's got wrestling going. Ohio, unfortunately, is still a no-go. But it's coming back. What are your guys like? We've been through a pandemic, 2-3 months, whatever. We're still kind of going through a pandemic. What is your current thoughts on what's going on with independent wrestling, specifically here in the state of Michigan?
I think really, with everything that's going on, it's good to see promoters and promotions still trying. I know we talked about this the last interview I had. We talked a lot about Cody Hawk and what he was doing for FGW.
Right.
And not so much throwing wrestling shows together, but just keeping the lights on. And
I look good in that
where a
bikini,
lot of
didn't I?
people. You look good in that bikini, brother. And I like your set where you wear your underwear outside of your pants. That was cool.
That's my dream of sex bang outfit.
But I think a lot of guys, promotion wise, a lot of guys are giving up, or they're just waiting out the storm. And sometimes you can't do that.
Right.
You got to keep eyes on you, otherwise you get lost in the shuffle. A lot of companies aren't going to be like, some companies can, because they obviously have the reputation to do it. Companies like XICW, companies like War, Future Great Wrestling, the list goes on and on about these good companies that can bounce back with ease. But then there are some of these other smaller companies that they'll never see the light of day again because they decided to take a back seat and they didn't promote themselves or share the footage that they had to show, hey, we're still here. This is what we still bring to the table. They didn't try to reach out and do other things, not only for their community, but for their own brand. And I think that when it comes to wrestling in Michigan, not only do you still have a platform to do that, but you also have people who are willing to go out and sacrifice themselves, sacrifice their health, being out there and giving back to the fans that want to come and give to them by being there and supporting independent wrestling, especially in Michigan. Because it's everywhere. People are going to people's houses. You know what I mean?
Right.
People are going to like bed and breakfasts and other people's houses and undisclosed locations and places that people would never go to in a million years.
Right.
And, just to give back to pro wrestling because they want pro wrestling so bad in the Michigan area and everywhere. Wrestling, I'm stealing Sheepy's thing here. Wrestling is essential and should be treated as such because it means a lot to a lot of different people. And I think that if we look at that aspect, there you go. And I think that if we look at that aspect, a lot of people will see wrestling in a different light, that it's just more than what it is.
Right.
So I appreciate how much this has caused some promotions to think outside the box when it comes to providing the entertainment. Like FGW just did a variety show where Sheepy just did stand-up comedy. I really want to see that too.
As soon as I get
my ass off.
I would love to get you at FGW. Honestly, I think you would learn so much.
I was gonna go, but then COVID happened. But like Mr. Chainsaw did a drive-in show,
Right.
which I thought was a phenomenal idea. Just like
I love the idea of that. Yeah,
it was really good. Everyone social distanced and understood the rules, and like I said, I appreciate how much like this is causing some people to think outside the box.
Yeah.
But still provide the same sort of entertainment that they were providing beforehand.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Either you evolve or you go extinct. One of the two. There's no in between. Now, the last question of the night from us, and I have the honor of asking it. and it goes straight to, not Mr. Dre, to Warboy.
Oh shit.
Name.
TJ about to owe me $5. I knew this one was coming up.
Yep.
2 names: Jeremiah Goldmain and Tommy Vendetta.
Well, Sheepy, I owe you $5.
Well, man, come on. It all started here.
You're getting it.
It's happening. It's happening in 2 weeks.
Well, I just want Warboy to, me and Mr. Goldmain have been having a little bit of back and forth, and I just want to know how much the Warboy would charge me for one, just one extra for Mr. Goldmain.
Well, there's really not a currency in the wasteland, so I mean, there might be some bartering, but I'm sure he can make something happen. The guy's already walking around with a limp arm. I mean, I would hate for maybe the war boy to break his other one so he can't wipe his own ass, when he uses the bathroom or something like that. I mean, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, I just want to know if I can keep all the gold dust after you broke him in half.
This guy.
I mean,
I'll share the wealth. I got no problem with that.
He's literally asking my split personality for a hit. Like he's like, I love it.
That's why he's the bad guy, right? That's why he's the bad guy, right? And he also
I can't talk for this. Okay, he's got a mind of his own.
Right.
All right. If he's like a bull, if he sees red, he's gonna go after it no matter who's holding it. You know what I mean? So, him and Sheepy threw down.
my war boo is my bestest friend, bro. We just had a little off-putting bad night.
So that we asked all the questions that we're going to ask. We're going to go into the section of the show that we call legit wrestling questions. That's where the people in the chat can ask questions. I know there's been some back and forth going on. I don't have my phone on me, so Josh or Dan are going to have to moderate questions from the people in the chat. So when we come back from this little video montage, you guys can ask any member or all the members from War Inc. a question. So when we come back after this, as soon as I find it, because I lost it, I had it, and it's gone again, and I don't know.
Organized as we are.
Yeah, I know. I'm so organized. It's gone. It disappeared. Oh, no.
Quick, Sheepy, shuffle. Do something.
All right, found it.
ProWrestlingTees.com/Black Sheep Club.
All right, so we are now back for legit wrestling questions. We got War Inc. here, TJ Meyer, Billy Ray Daniels. We have Justin Dream. We have we got the creators. We have the creators of War Inc. here, man. That's amazing
Absolute
stuff.
honor.
That's cool. I didn't expect that one. Now, it was funny because Modern Day Shaman reaches out to me a little bit ago. He's like, hey, I want to come in. And I'm like, are you sure, dude? It's your honeymoon, dude. You sure you want to do that? Are you sure your wife's not going to stab you?
I was going to say that kind of makes him the bravest man in War Inc., I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, no, man. Any of us who are married, no. That's a brave man that's going to say, hey, babe, just a minute. Let me go on the show while we're on our honeymoon.
That's why he was in the bathroom. He was like, hold on, give me 1 minute. I got to go poop. We have a question from Colton. Dre, is the match with Tommy that's coming up your most anticipated match for fans that you've ever been a part of?
I mean, I've wrestled Cody Hawk. I've wrestled Michael Elgin.
Didn't you wrestle Moxley too?
I did not. I got to go to a couple of sessions with him, but I never wrestled against him.
Oh, all right.
But I mean, most anticipated for me, no, because I've been in that position that Tommy's in right now, where he's going up against somebody with the experience edge and has sort of a name to him. So I've been there. So no, it's not my most anticipated match. I'm sure it might be for Tommy or at least one of them. But no, I've been in higher caliber matches, and Tommy Vendetta's gonna die on the 15th, so it really doesn't matter, does it?
So there was Robert Bennett here says, "Hey fellas, 2 questions. One, with all the factions in Michigan indie wrestling right now, what are your thoughts on Team Honey Badger?"
Who?
I've never heard of Team Honey Badger.
There you go. All right, so there's your answer on that one. And number
wait. Who's Team Honey Badger?
All right, who is it?
They work
who's in
for
Team Honey Badger?
Pro Wrestling. Only place I know of that they go. So,
well, who is it though?
Like, give us names, man. I need the names.
I don't pay attention to them.
Josh.
That's a shame. They asked us a question to try and ask our thoughts, and we're clearly burying them right now. We don't even know who they are.
But it's not intentional. We
Right?
legit don't know.
I don't
who
know.
they are.
I've never heard of them before this chat.
Right.
I can tell you, honey badgers themselves are fucking dangerous. So if they're anything like the actual animal,
right,
then hell yeah. Who knows, boys?
They faced the Grey Wolves at Capital Pro Wrestling, but I can't get their names. I'm still looking for it.
The Grey Wolves!
The Grey.
On the real though, who's gonna murder them? Like, who's gonna kill the Grey Wolves?
Wolves and sheep. That's just us, and I got to be in that match.
I mean, I've been telling Jarrett
So
I want to
Sheepy, just
kick him in
pick
the
one.
face, like, since before he started wrestling. So, Sheepy, you want to team up for that?
Sure, why not? We've done it once.
Sounds
There
like
you go.
Oh, we have teamed. I forgot about that.
so. This one's an off-topic wrestling question, but I
Oh,
enjoy. I think this one's a good one. Here we go. Ready? If you could settle a debate in the Bennett household, do you believe that Bruce Willis action movie Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'll show my age and say
No.
I've never seen Die Hard.
Oh, we got
I'm
3
going-
yeses and a
I'm
no.
gonna say no.
He's gone. Great
Because
luck.
the follow-ups isn't
All
incredible.
right, Josh, you can take TJ's spot.
Well,
Glorious Piaggi.
I'll just see you guys out then, and
Nice knowing you.
Go ahead and Ashley Simpson off stage.
Oh.
Or do you not get that reference either?
I get it.
All right, let's see here.
All right.
Conrad Lukes, Jack Neville, and CJ O'Tagan.
I've only heard of one of those guys.
Hey, isn't one of those guys Shart?
Yeah.
Is that Honey Badger? Is that Team
That's
Honey
Honey
Badger?
Yeah,
Badger.
that's the Honey Badger.
You said it's Conrad.
Say it again, one more
Yeah.
time for me.
Conrad Lukes, Jack Neville, and CJ O'Tagan.
Okay, I've only heard of one
I
of those.
don't know Ortega, but I know Jack and I know Conrad, and those guys are solid dudes. I love those guys. Hell yeah, they're a pretty dangerous group, man. I would love to work with those guys. I think TJ and I were supposed to at Chainsaw a few months back, and I couldn't make it. You know, I had some other obligations that needed to be taken care of.
It was supposed to be me and you against Conrad and Jack Verville for the tag titles.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And then,
Is
you
there
know,
another Jack? I don't know.
I
there's
guess.
So many Jack.
So, did you know that there's fans making T-shirts because of this match between you and Tommy Vendetta?
I know that if my name ends up on any of them, I'm suing.
I'd say, are you getting any profit from it?
he wants his
If
cut.
I'm not getting any money from it, then guess what? Y'all are going to see the War Boy in court.
Well, no.
I would love to see the War Boy in a 3-piece suit, little briefcase.
On Judge Judy.
Right.
There you go.
His face painted, the whole 9 yards.
I will
Now,
represent myself as well.
Colton's asking a question. What if Dre survives Tommy?
Well, Colton's 10,
That's
so
a
his
what if.
questions don't really count.
I
I didn't
mean,
know that was a what-if scenario.
that's not a what if scenario.
Exactly.
Colton's out here trying to die today.
Hey, he's taking the heat off of me, so I'm cool with
It's
it.
true story. It's true story. But it's his
I
dad.
just wanna
His
say-
dad's the one that printed these T-shirts, and it says Tommy's gonna kill you. That's what it says. What it says. Those.
Oh,
It does-
so he's not putting your name on it. That's how he's getting away with it.
Yeah. See.
Yeah,
see?
that's how he's getting away with it.
Yeah. And he
He's
says
gonna
it.
have to wear it's gonna suck when he makes all these T-shirts and none, you know, he's not gonna be able to sell any of them or anything like that because Tommy's already gonna be dead.
Well, here, can I make a suggestion? When Tommy bleeds, go wipe the blood on one of them shirts.
Done.
I just figured that was going to happen naturally when Dre saw the shirt, but
That's happening now. It's happening now.
All right, Billy Ray, you said you had something to say?
Oh yeah. I feel bad for Tommy. I've been in that situation against Dre before, and it's not,
Yeah, does it hurt?
oh God, yes.
So to put that into perspective, MM3 specifically picked me for the Kira clan because he was tired of facing me. He don't want to face me anymore. He's tired of getting his ass kicked. He was like, I am so sick and tired of going home sore. So we're gonna put you with the Kira clan. And I'm like, well, perfect. We'll put you with War Inc.
See, that's part of the process. I don't want to hurt anymore, so I want you to come with me.
Right. Now I got an idea for you guys. Just saying. So when Alex does his open invitation, we have TJ come out. TJ beats him down and takes that belt. And then while he's still on the ground, BRD, you come out, you beat his butt too, and you take that Rising Star Championship from him. Those are two championships you haven't defended in how long?
No, we've seen BRD put the boots to him once before over that title.
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of people put the boots to him over that
Yeah,
title.
he got jumped pretty good that night.
Did you have anything to do with that, BRD?
I have no recollection of the events in question.
Plausible deniability. Plausible deniability.
So
No,
I should get rid of the pictures then?
isn't there a video of it?
I think there is.
yeah.
It's on it's on Rasslin Rage channel too. You are very right. That's right.
Whose ass are we being for a belt?
Alex Weir.
Twice.
Cool. I'll do it.
Yeah,
Mr. Black Sheep.
I'm pretty sure we've been there.
Yeah.
I hit Alex Weir with a hammer.
Yeah. Do it. Mr. Black Sheep, what do you do for what's your workout routine? Because you're obscenely fast in the ring.
I actually have my own ring in my garage that I practice in.
Really?
Okay.
That man right there helped build it, mountain.
That's how you do it. When you want to practice wrestling and there's a pandemic, you put a ring in your garage. That's how you do it, dude. That's awesome. That's great.
What are you doing, Billy? Because you're getting big.
Same thing I've been doing. It just takes time.
He comes to my house for a week and we feed him.
He's real food.
Me and him just drank for the first time a few weeks ago on the way to the ring.
There you go. Awesome. Hey, well, guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was really
thank you guys.
great having you guys on the show. This was a great time. I had a blast. I hope you guys did too.
Oh, definitely.
Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
dude, had a blast.
Absolutely.
Thanks for letting me jump on.
Yeah,
Thanks for
you for coming.
For having Mountain Dew, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for,
He doesn't get the recognition he deserves.
Right. Oh, thank
There you
you
go.
for being here, man. That's awesome. That's a great unexpected guest there. I love that kind of stuff. I don't know though. There was that one time that Alex Weir showed up here and super kicked
you in your face.
Well, in my defense, he super kicked my old host first, which I'm happy for. But shots fired. But anyways, but then he got him twice. He got me once. So that was a good show too. So there's always that. Then there was that time Master Weir showed up because you two were trying to sneak in here and get more times in on him. Master Weir.
Listen. When anyone with the word master in front of their name comes looking for you, there's an amount of fear that happens.
Isn't Alex Weir's name now Master?
He is a master. He wasn't a master then, though.
No.
Okay.
He was still just a Sabdan. But
no, we're talking about the man that made that man.
Yeah, we're talking about his daddy.
He's much more
I
dangerous.
can't wait to make Colton cry I'm gonna make Colton cry. I'm just reading the chat, and I just can't wait to like. I'm gonna stand in front of him with a belt. I'm gonna laugh in his face as he cries. Now we go home, Dad. It's gonna be great.
Great murders, Tommy.
I love making children cry. This is
I'm setting my. Hey, all I know is I'm setting a camera up behind Colton.
Oh, by the way, Dre, I forgot to tell you something amazing happened with him at CPW.
Get his every single reaction.
What were you saying, Dream?
Oh, I forgot to tell Dre the story at CPW. They came up wanting to buy some merchandise, and they saw the wristbands, and they openly said how much they liked me more than you, and they wasn't going to buy the wristbands because it had your name on it.
Oh! Wow! The heat is real.
Colton is trying to die
kids hate
as
me,
soon
bro.
as possible.
I don't even think like.
That's great. That is awesome. Thank you, guys. Listen, anybody that is watching, if you're catching this live or if you're watching the replay, down in the description is all of these gentlemen's social media links. I believe TJ Meyer, and I also believe Dream, and I believe your links for your pro wrestling tees is down there as well. If you
Billy
guys,
Ray recently got one as well.
yeah, so if you shoot me those links, I'll make sure to edit that in and put that down there for you guys so that you can get some t-shirt sales going on over there.
Hey, this Tuesday starts the sale. Use promo code summertime at checkout for 15% off.
Look at this guy. He's right on top of the game right there. The merch
Which,
kid.
when it comes to t-shirts, thank you guys so much for actively having 3XL t-shirts at the booth. I could just walk. I almost cried the first time I went to go buy Dre shirts, and you said you had 3XL. I went, oh, well, which one? You said all of them. I'm like, oh. I get to pick?
You should have seen him.
all of them,
No,
too.
seriously, you should have seen him when he came back. I'd never seen Josh so happy in my life.
Because he's a big guy, right? You don't get them 3X,
Right.
dude. I mean, I get it. I understand.
Uh-huh.
Don't forget that you guys will be able to catch this interview, well, this episode of Rasslin Rage on Podbean as well. Down in the description, you can find a link to Podbean. Not only will you find a link to our Podbean, but you'll also find a link to get 30 days free of unlimited hosting. That's awesome. And it's the same price as all these other expensive ass places. Don't pay too much. Go to Podbean. Trust me. I'm telling you. Click that link though, so you get that 30 days free. Also, down here on the right side, down there, right, red thing, it says subscribe. Click that, make it gray. Right next to that is a bell. Click that as well. It allows you to be notified. There it is, of all the content that's coming to the channel. And don't forget Tuesdays at 6:30 or 6:15. I don't know. One of those times. 6:15. We'll figure it out. 6:15, 6:30. Come on over, hang out with us on live on r2youtube.com for Michigan Independent Weekly, where we tell you all the information you need to attend the shows taking place in the Michigan independent wrestling scene, where you can see all these gentlemen, because there are several shows coming up within the next couple weeks that all of these gentlemen are booked on, especially that big match that started right here on Rasslin Rage between Dre Jacobs and Tommy Vendetta, taking place at House Party 3 at XICW. Is the belt on the line?
Hell yeah, belt's on the line.
Belt's on the line. So that means no interference from either goal.
Before we go, Josh, can you bring the bag with you, brother?
Oh, yeah, okay. It's right by the door. I'll have it.
Yay. Nice. I like it. That's awesome. Don't forget all the links down in the description to follow Rasslin Rage, Michigan Independent Weekly, as well as the gentlemen that were here tonight. And you can also go to prowrestlingtees.com/Rasslin Rage to get yourself a sweet Rasslin Rage t-shirt, or the one with my sexy face on it, because I'm the sexy one of the group, or contact me to get one of these awesome Michigan Independent Weekly t-shirts right here. All right. There's only a limited
Hey, you can't find Cadillac without that shirt.
Yeah, you need to find Cadillac. It's right in the nipple section. I mean, anyways, you're going to want to definitely check that out, okay?
I'm listening.
Oh, guys, thank you, everybody. Have yourself a great night. Make sure to subscribe. We're out of here.
Rasslin